Hi, it's me. Now this is a very serious matter. I am here to talk to you and tell you about a very tragic day in American history. I was going to save this for closer to that day, but I can't wait. I'm going to tell you guys why that fateful day on September 11th in 2001, why 9/11 is not a conspiracy theory. It is not an inside job. And I know, and I've seen a lot of videos, and I've read books, I've seen documentaries, I've watched footage of 9/11 dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of times. But I finally got all the reasons. They say the most conspiracy theory is that why the towers went down. Well, I saw this video, and this person said if you look very closely, right before the North Tower collapses, you see a bunch of little explosions all around the tower. Well, let's talk about that, shall we? Okay. The North Tower, and I use this for example. This is the North Tower. There's the antenna that's on the roof. There's the hole that the plane hit. Those fuselages were full of fuel. Open wires, everything. And all the wires lead to different places. And when that wire gets to a gap or whatever, and if that fuselage and if a drop of that gas gets on those lines and follows those lines, it will explode. So who's to say that didn't happen? There was fuel being dumped everywhere. Those tanks on that airplane were half full. All it took was a drop to ignite all of those little explosions. All it would take is 3 little ones, this is just an example, and 2 big explosions. And so that is one reason. So that takes out that conspiracy theory. The other reason is if you watch some videos, you'll notice people are running away from the dust when the towers collapse. Well, that dust isn't just dust that gets into your eyes. The steel from both towers were all filled with asbestos. Asbestos, which weakens steel. They've tested it before. And I colored it in. That means it's weak. This means it's strong. Asbestos will weaken the steel. The hot flames, the flames might have not melted the steel, but it sure didn't do it any good. And then I never hear anybody talk about this. A giant jet airliner going at speeds over 400 miles an hour, crashing into a building. Nobody ever mentions that. That plane was going darn fast. It bent the steel. No, but I never hear anybody talk about that. No, because they don't want to acknowledge that. Those stupid people, sorry, I'm not saying everybody that thinks 9/11 is an inside job. I'm not saying all of them are stupid, but they are. So, that is some of the reasons. So that takes care of why the North Tower came down. It was not a demolition. And if you think of something else that can get rid of that theory on the fuselage drops and the little explosions, I'll tell you this. I saw a video where it says every night on the summer, from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., black vans could be seen outside the World Trade Center with boxes going in and out. And people say, oh, that's all government. And those little explosions, oh, they put detonators there. They brought the towers down. How do you know? Who says the terrorists didn't plant the bombs there? Why couldn't they? They did it back in 1999, in 1993. Remember that basement bombing at the World Trade Center that killed 6 or 7 people? Remember that? They did it before. Why couldn't they do it again? Well, Why couldn't they? So if it wasn't the electric wires and the gasoline that made those little explosions, it was just terrorists that planted bombs. And plus, I believe that the terrorists had planted bombs already on those planes. And that takes care of the conspiracy theory on why the North Tower collapsed. It is not a conspiracy theory. It is just a misidentification of people wanting to think that the government is against us. Well, those people can shut up. So the North Tower collapsed because of all that. Now the second one. Now people say, why did the South Tower collapse? Well, think about it. The plane hit the South Tower in the middle and on the side of it. There was way too much weight. There was half of the building was above that gaping hole. The steel couldn't hold it, and it gave way. Including with those little explosions, the fuselage, the bent steel, the asbestos. The steel couldn't handle it, and it gave way. And so, hence, that's why it looked like a demolition. Because the little explosions came from inside the tower. And those little explosions can be not as little as we think. And then I saw another one. More footage. Far away. Of the plane that hit the South Tower. They say the jetliners are white. This jetliner is black. Well, you know what? That videotape was taken. Those videotapes were taken over 3 football fields away. Dirt on the camera. Bad camera lens. That's what did it. And then there's a picture. And then there's a video of something underneath the airplane. Yes, that is very interesting. And that did make me think. What if that plane carried something? What if the workers had to take something to Los Angeles because it was going to Los Angeles or San Francisco? So what if, since they couldn't fit it in the plane, why couldn't they have just attached it to the bottom of the plane? That's what that mysterious thing on the back is. And if it's not that, then maybe it's a bomb or something planted by one of the terrorists. Maybe the terrorist, I don't know. All I know is that it's not the government. So all those people that think 9/11 is an inside job, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. 9/11 was not an inside job. Do I believe, but now the Pentagon, do I believe that it was hard for that plane to hit the Pentagon? Yes, I think it was very hard for a plane to hit the Pentagon, do those maneuvers, and plus the hole in the Pentagon wasn't wide enough to fit the plane size, wasn't as long as the plane with its wings. Well, I said that's very interesting, but why couldn't the plane just have been just went in like that? Just like that. I mean, yeah, and then I thought, well, then one of the wings would hit the ground, and that got rid of that theory. Or maybe it did that as soon as it just curved. I don't know. As soon as it just hit. All I know is that everybody that thinks 9/11 is a conspiracy theory, shut up. I make these videos and I learn about these American disasters, because I want to keep the spirits of the Americans that lost their lives in all those disasters alive, and so nobody forgets them. Nobody will ever forget where they were on that fateful day on September 11th. I'm making this video for the people that lost their lives. The heroes, the firemen, or heroes as I like to call them, that died just doing what they do. God bless you, God bless America. Thank you and goodbye. And once and for all, 9/11, terrorist attack, not a conspiracy theory. Goodbye.